Welcome back everyone to the Blair Witch Project Volume 1. Now, while we're here at Spook House, can we open any doors? This door is locked. The turning is a little bit strange when you don't have a weapon out. Yeah. Anyway, just so you know, I've never actually seen the Blair Witch Project. So I might be missing some things. No, it's not that one. I'll bet it's this one. Yep. Same as before.
Stranger, where did you come from?
Same place as you.
That's impossible. I was just in the hall and... Never mind. Would you like to do the honors, stranger?
What do you think?
Then allow me. The world is a dark place.
Who will protect the world from darkness?
We will.
After you.
Well, thank you. But she doesn't seem so into this now, does she? That lady at the desk. But, we can't really examine anything. What am I... Of course we can't examine anything. This is a semi-sequel to Nocturne. Can't talk to her either, it seems. Of course, graphically the game's great when there are dynamic shadows. Can talk to you?
After you. After you.
You seem very enthralled by that desk there.
Security here is a joke. Hasn't changed since Roosevelt founded Spook House in 1902. Been using the same password for decades. We're becoming predictable. Predictable is dangerous.
You are displaying a decided paranoia. No one even knows about this place.
Whoever it is, they won't have a hard time getting in here. And you won't be so confident when you're dead within a year.
What? Stranger, do you really have to be so morbid all the time? Just once might we hold a normal conversation?
I'll meet you in the Colonel's office. I want to talk with Svetlana. She should be in the training room with Rigson.
Well, I tried upping the volume of the voices a bit, but it might still be a bit quieter than everything else. Still nothing to do around here, so let's go annoy Stranger some more.
Elspeth, Stranger told me Colonel is pairing the two of you for your next mission. I'm not sure. I'm on my way to the briefing now. Coming, Stranger?
Tell Hapscom I'll be there in a minute. I'll be there in a minute. Damn it, Holiday. Give me a minute to talk to Svetlana.
I'd better let them talk.
If you say so. No one else is around the Spook House these days. I guess they're just off doing other things. Now there's the briefing room, but first of all, let's go into...
Justine, up all night again?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, why didn't you call me? I could have helped. I was at the house all night.
I know, but I knew you must have been asleep. And since you usually don't wake me when you have to pull an all-nighter, I thought I could return the favor for once.
With as much time as we spend in this lab, Spook House should furnish us with a bed.
That would be nice. These dissecting tables are seriously lacking in comfort.
Ugh.
I hear you're going out in the field. Be careful.
Don't worry. Just feed Dr. Faustus while I'm gone.
Will do. The Colonel's waiting for you. You'd better go.
Ah. Good old lab. Now, no, of course, there's still nothing we can do around here. But hey, look, there's a...
Pack my things after the briefing.
Yeah, there's a case here, and a gun there, and a gun there, and a... something else there. Let's see... Yep, nothing over here this time. As usual.
Stop fooling around. Go see the Colonel.
You could at least look at us while you're speaking to us.
Stop fooling around. Go see the Colonel.
Now, Justine never appeared in Nocturne. Well, let's just get to the briefing then.
Yes, a holiday. Please, have a seat.
Now we have to actually go and have a seat. Actually, no, I'll talk to you first.
Please, have a seat. Please, have a seat.
He's quite resilient in that matter. Very good.
Colonel, your message sounded urgent.
Oh dear.
Where is the stranger?
Speaking with Svetlana. He'll be in shortly.
All right, so let's bring you up to speed then. We've received news of some rather violent murders in Maryland. An old hermit named Rustin Parr walked into Burkittsville and announced that he was finally finished. When authorities searched his house, they discovered the bodies of 7 children in the cellar, all of them horribly mutilated, quite gruesome, really.
Mutilated?
Ritualistically tortured before being killed. He'd carved symbols of some kind into their bodies. He disemboweled each of them. The entrails were never found.
Colonel,
The FBI sent agents to assist the local sheriff. Their reports lead us to believe there's more at work in that little town than the actions of one insane old man. Parr told police that he killed for an old woman ghost that lives in the woods. Well, that began the local recirculation of legends about the Blair Witch. I suppose I should have expected that reaction.
Yes, he doesn't like being sent anywhere he can't shoot something.
Nevertheless, I want you to go to Burkittsville and investigate. Call in stranger if you need help. If anyone asks, tell them that your niece has been missing for several months and that you think this Parr character might have had something to do with it. And do avoid confrontation. These people have been living a nightmare. Frightening them any further simply will not do.
I'll keep that in mind, Colonel.
Oh, you sat down correctly to get up. I'll bet Stranger was jealous of your gravity-defying abilities. And the briefing is right. Well, Hapscombe is right. We will not really be shooting as many things as we did in Nocturne. So, Spook House report about the Rustin Parr murders, case number 433. Let's see, born in 1903, Frederick Country, Maryland. Education limited, did not complete school beyond 6th grade. Parents deceased 1913, guardianship passed to his mother's sister and her husband. His uncle, a carpenter, taught Rustin his trade. Personality, Parr always liked to be by himself. Citizens of Burkittsville were unsurprised when Rustin built a house in the hills far from town in 1927. It's not that far from town. Rustin continued to work at his uncle's shop for a few more years, but gradually began to come into town less frequently. After his aunt died and his uncle moved to Baltimore, there was no reason to go back into town anymore, except to pick up supplies about twice a year. That's all you need to do shopping. The murders. Rustin claims that a few years ago he started seeing a figure in the woods sometimes. He would call out to it, but it would disappear. The figure, a woman, never showed her face to him. She wore a long hooded cloak. Every time he would run after her, she would vanish. That winter, Rustin began hearing a voice in his head. At first it occurred only at night, and he thought the voice was only a dream. When he started hearing the voice during his waking hours, he began to fear. The voice was an old woman and said things in many strange languages. Sometimes she would repeat words over and over again. Rustin never saw the woman in the woods again, but the voice lived inside his head for quite a while. After almost a year of this voice, Rustin lost most of his senses. The voice told him to do things, and he found himself doing them. At first, the commands were meaningless things, like sleeping in the cellar for a week at a time. Then, in November of 1940, she told him to go down to Burkittsville and get the first child he saw. He found himself unable or unwilling to resist. He followed the voice's directions completely, even when it instructed him to take more children from the town and kill them. Rustin murdered 7 children, sparing one, Kyle Brody, a boy who was made to stand in the corner while Rustin performed the awful acts in the cellar of his house. After killing the 7th child, Rustin woke and found the cloaked figure in his room. He couldn't see clearly in the dark, but knew who it was. She spoke to him in the same horrible voice that had haunted his head for more than a year. She told him that he was finished, and commanded him to go into town the next day and tell everyone what he had done. She said she would leave him alone if he did this. Then the figure disappeared. Rustin released Kyle and walked slowly into town. He went into the general store in the middle of town and said, "I'm finally finished." The police followed him up to his house and found Kyle standing on the front porch, looking dazed and unable to speak. The police found the bodies of the 7 children in separate graves in the cellar of the house. Police arrested Rustin. The voice did stop in Rustin's head. He believed that she was an old ghost of some kind. He was truly sorry for what he did, but at the same time he was incredibly glad that this woman was out of his head. Victims, in chronological order. Oh my. Emily Hollins, abducted 13th of November 1940. Kyle Brody, the 2nd child abducted the 5th of December 1940. Of all of the children abducted, only Kyle returned. His testimony led to Parr's conviction. What, only his testimony? Anyway, Tara Shelley, abducted the 8th of January 1941. Stephen Thompson, abducted the 20th of February 1941. Michael Guidry, abducted the 5th of March 1941. Eric Norris, abducted the 13th of March. These two are quite close. 1941. Julie Forsyth, abducted the 2nd of April 1941. Margaret Lowell, abducted the 20th of May 1941. And that's it. Well, yeah, that's it. Well, on to the mission then. Well, more like we actually have to exit. Does Stranger have anything to say about this? I mean, surely you'll be able to shoot something, Stranger. Don't give up hope. No? Okay then. Yeah, before we actually leave, we should not forget to pack our things.
Good thing. Definitely a debt you don't need.
I was thinking same thing.
Stranger, you know I hate it when you smoke in here.
Must have slipped my mind.
He
How
wasn't
bad?
smoking.
I thought you quit smoking.
You should give it a try, Doc. Might help you relax.
Do you just give us a lighter?
Where's Justine? Away. She said sorry she could not stay and be careful on your mission. I see you are traveling light, as usual. Yes, well, we mortals have to depend on our equipment. Right, Stranger? Speaking of which, damn it, Stranger! You've been going through my things again. Now, how many times do I have to tell you hands off? Svetlana, I'm going to need my spectral proximity sensor. Are you finished with it? Yeah, I was actually returning it.
Expecting ghosts in the woods?
You never know what's out there.
I know what's not out there.
You see, Svetlana, since Stranger has never found evidence to substantiate any of the Black Hills legends, Blair Witch or otherwise, the case is closed, as far as he's concerned.
If something's not there, it's not there. You can look all you want.
You never had the SPS before, so you could have been surrounded by ghosts the entire time and never known it. I'll find out for sure.
What are you packing?
Ugh. It's the Enhanced Charged Radiance Emitter.
A glorified flashlight at best.
It seems you found it useful in...
Yeah, you
So
did.
the Blair Witch is a vampire.
Well, that's not likely. But either way, I'll be prepared. Besides, I've made some enhancements. The charge time is decreased, and it operates on a far wider spectrum. I'm hoping it also affects ghosts and specters.
Mm-hmm. Taking anything that shoots real bullets?
My Luger and a Delisle carbine.
Good choices. Quiet. Colonel's advice, huh? Ah, yes. Mustn't forget your trusty recorder.
Oh, it's more than a recorder. It can also manipulate audio signals. With it, I can hear sounds that are normally undetectable.
And the fancy camera you modified.
Photographic records are essential to my research. Well, I guess that's about everything. Good luck, Doctor. Not going to wish me luck?
If you still need luck with all that gear, you're really in trouble. Oh, and be sure and call me if you run into any actual monsters.
Well, thank you very much. But, all of these will come in very useful. Now, what's this over here? Oh, I wanted to check that item out. You sure you can carry that alright? Ooh. Day 1. 72 hours remain.
Welcome to Burkittsville, ma'am.
I'd like a room, please.
Certainly. Will your husband be joining you?
I'm not married.
I see. So you're traveling alone then?
I am. Is there a problem?
Oh, certainly not, ma'am. No problem at all. We just don't get many visitors through here, that's all. Except for the reporters, of course. The last of them finally cleared out this morning. Good riddance, I say.
So, what did happen then, exactly?
God only knows what the papers outside of town are saying. I'm sure they're having a field day with it. Not that the story isn't terrific enough as it is. Our local paper, the Register, will give you the best account. You should see about picking up a copy. Here's your key. I put you in room 4. How long do you think you'll be staying with us?
A few days, I imagine.
I definitely need to up the sound, well, the dialogue volume.
Field notes of Dr. Elspeth Holliday, Burkittsville, Maryland, July 21st, 1941. I've only been here half an hour, and already the small-town attitude is getting on my nerves.
Really?
The manager at Burkittsville's only inn just stood there waiting for my husband to show up. Guess he's never seen a woman traveling alone. I'll see the sheriff next, play up my cover story, and maybe aim for a little pity. The helpless woman routine should go over easily in this town.
I hope so. But really, towns in well, games like Deadly Premonition seem nice enough. Oh dear. Well, let's hope you can deal with it a little while longer, Elspeth, because you're going to be here for much longer than that. Possibly. Or at least it's going to seem like a lot longer than that. Anyway, time to end this video, and next time we'll get to my favourite part of the game. See you then, everyone. Bye bye.